All right. We're watching Channel 5's Asmon's reaction to Channel 5's Trump inauguration party. It was a crazy party. Let's go.
Inauguration party. Here we go. Y'all ready?
The golden age of America
Oh,
has
yeah.
arrived.
The golden
President Donald J.
age.
Trump, number 47 in 43 minutes. Happy days are here again.
This is We the Sequel, We the People, round 2, as we take back our capital, as we take back the country after January 6th and all of those people running in jail for no reason. Most of them. I'm ready to see.
Most of them. I like it. Most of them. There's a couple that maybe should be. I don't know about the guys with the zip ties and stuff, but they were pretty okay.
Most of them. All right, $1.50. That's fair.
To see the Federal Reserve abolished. I'm ready to see Trump buy
Federal Reserve.
Bitcoin.
My man.
Strategic reserve for us Americans to have.
The official
Trump
meme.
I like it.
For us.
What is this, dude? They thinned him down. Trump on Ozempic right here. Look, he's looking good.
Americans to have.
The official Trump meme.
The northern, the southern border is secure. I'm ready to see inflation go down to 0. I'm ready.
Wow, there it is.
Could Trump make inflation go down to 0? I don't know about that. I do not know. I mean, I guess if you don't have a Federal Reserve and you don't have, you're not just printing endless amounts of money, inflation could go down to 0. That's definitely a possibility.
For all the Jan 6 prisoners, not only to get a pardon, but to get multi-million-dollar payouts in the future.
Multi-million-dollar payouts. Wait, is that a thing that's going to happen? Are they actually talking about them getting paid out for it? I mean, I guess if they like investigate the committee or whatever who pretty much demanded they all go to jail, you investigate it properly and see that it was illegitimate to send them to jail, they can get paid out.
Hotel stay,
Wait, what?
$1 million payouts in the future. And I'm ready to go to Greenland and have a nice hotel stay at a future Trump tower that gets built.
Greenland.
I'm ready for that.
There's no way
52nd state after Canada.
There's no fucking way. He's got to be farming.
No way, dude. This guy, no, I don't think so. This guy seems sincere.
Fucking teed, he's farming. But it's really funny.
You know, Greenland is like -30 right now, though.
Well, Greenland is really cold and
An American -30 or Canadian -30?
icy, and Iceland is really green and nice, right?
Yeah, it was like they named it that to trick the Vikings. So
Wait, is that true? I don't think so. It's pretty funny if it is, but I don't think it is kind of weird, right? That they're kind of swapped like that.
Iceland's the green one. So they were like the Vikings. They were scared of them, so they were just like, "Yo, we're gonna call Greenland Iceland and reverse it." So that the Vikings got to Greenland and were like, "Fuck."
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm really
That's
honestly
crazy, wow.
going to be proud to see our president able to walk and not crap himself in front of the world stage. It's nice to have a president
Are
that
those
can
his
speak
dreadlocks?
English without mumbling. It's nice to
He's crapping his pants right here, right now. He looks like he is, right? Oh boy.
have a president that the people on the world
Let
stage
me be perfectly clear. Another thing.
actually respect and maybe fear a little bit. Remember when he did the thing with Rocket Man? People said he was going to start World War III.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, Rocket
Little
Man,
Rocket
I've
Man.
got the biggest rocket. I've got the
It's Kim
biggest. I've got a
Jong-un,
bigger
not
butt.
Elon Musk.
I've got a bigger rocket.
Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself
Little Rocket Man.
and for his regime.
And everyone said that was going to start World War III. But did it? No, it actually backed off Rocket Man. And in the end, they ended up shaking hands, which had never been done before. Never been done in the history of the world. And it's that
Diplomacy
strength
through
that you need when you
strength.
come into a negotiation. You
Yeah.
don't need some guy bumbling and barely able to walk, rolling up in front of the world leaders. They're laughing behind our backs. They're making us look foolish. At least Trump has swagger.
He's doing his little dance.
Got Americana, and he's a badass.
I definitely think he's learned a lot.
I do have to say that him dancing with the sword, cutting the cake,
Oh yeah, that was peak Trump.
that was really high quality entertainment. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that makes
Is
people
it
go out and buy a
swagger?
shirt with the American
I thought
flag.
the word swagger, isn't it? Whatever. We'll go with swagger.
But I think, you know, while we definitely didn't want the last 4 years, I think he's benefited from 4 years of just seeing what can happen. And now he's got the right team assembled. He knows how to move things around. And I think we're going to see real meaningful change.
Yeah, I'm ready for Elon to really cut most of the 2 million plus.
They put that in there. That's too funny, man. I watched this live. What is he doing? I thought he was just straight up trolling it at first. Like I thought he did it on purpose, but no, I think it's just like an autistic spurg out. It like after you put the context to it of him saying, "My heart goes up to everyone." But the first time I saw it, especially he did it twice. That was
Jobs in the federal government out of the equation, and I'm
Yeah.
ready to see over 400 bureaucracies here in the United States that are like a cancer in God's U.S.
Yep.
Republic completely abolished.
My man.
Bureaucracies to be abolished.
Oh,
I
True.
would like to see, say,
look
Department
at that hat.
So you got, what is that, like a tricorn hat? Is that what that's called? I think it's called a tricorn. Like,
There it
is it
is.
over his hoodie?
of Education gone. I would like to see ATF gone.
Oh, why do you want the Department of Education shut down?
Before the Department of
Shut 'em all
Education, We
down.
were ranked 9th in the world. Or no, we were 7th in the world.
In education.
Yes, in education. After the Department of Education, I think today we are
Canada. Wait, number one? The hell? Who the hell is number one? What is this? Freaking Green? No, this is Greenland, right? No, this is Iceland. Iceland's number one? What the fuck? I mean, that's probably because they have like 100 people living there. But what? I had no idea Iceland's number one. That's great. This is Greenland, right? Greenland's not even ranked. Bro. They're unranked.
about 14th. No Child Left Behind, drastically dumbed down. The curriculums made it so that students couldn't fail. And then every time
I really appreciated that, by the way. That was really useful because I used that to my advantage. I would get a 90 in every class, and then the next grading period I would get a 0. But they couldn't give you.
That's
a 0.
what, like a
They could only
70,
give you a
75?
50. And do you know what 50 and 90 plus each other are divided by 2?
That's around
That's
70, right? Yeah.
And do you know what 70 does? It passes the class.
Min max, bro. You gotta min max that shit.
curriculum is seen to be upgraded, the teachers union shut it down.
C's give you
Do you think teachers
degrees.
should be paid more?
No,
I do.
Why?
there shouldn't be a public education system.
Absolutely not. I mean, not in the current form. No. Teachers should be paid based on performance, just like almost every other field. Like if you produce good results, you get paid more, and that's how you create competition, and that's how you get good teachers. If you just pay them more just for being a teacher, that's just incentivizes bad teachers.
And I'm ready for Donald John Trump to
Damn.
make Bitcoin's a legal tender here, like what has happened in El Salvador.
Let's do it.
with
Let's see that
Nayib Bukele.
Bitcoin reserve.
I'm ready.
What's the
believe when I
benefit
see
of
it,
having a,
but-
cryptocurrency reserve.
Well, with Bitcoins, we have to adapt to that as Americans. We have to have that because
I mean, you need your currency based on a hard asset, and that's what Bitcoin is.
if we don't, we're going to be very far behind of other nations.
Pretty much and like since the U.S. went off the gold standard, that's when they started declining, right? Was it 1971? Whatever happened in 1971? I think it's 1971. Like your currency needs to be backed by a hard asset, or it's going to get inflated away. All the value is going to be gone.
Like El
Okay.
Salvador, who's leading the way.
Yeah.
Those people there.
I guess it's just important to have market regulation when it comes to, Bitcoin because of pump and dump schemes. Like, did you see the Hawk Tuah
Wait, with Bitcoin, they're talking about shit coins. That's not Bitcoin.
coin?
Right, that's a huge problem. We have Bitcoins, they're incredible, and then we have all the scam coins out there. And there are so
Bro, okay, if you're getting scammed by scam coins, it's your fault. Like, you can't just have the government regulate everything to protect stupid people from being stupid. If you bought Hawk Tuah coin, like, bro, that's on you. Like, no, regulation's not gonna fix you being stupid. Stop falling for retarded scams like that. Like, that's 100% on you if you fall for it.
so many altcoins that are
Yeah.
just wreaking havoc.
Yeah, because it's
Life
hard.
after life after life.
It's hard because you want to have a free market, but then the crypto world is just so full of scams. It's like you need some element of regulation.
Okay, like, just because there's scams now the government needs to crack down on it. No. Keep it as a learning opportunity. I got like I played RuneScape. I got scammed as a kid, right? Everyone goes through it. You give some guy your GP, he says gonna trim your armor, he doesn't, he logs out, you lose your money, you learn a lesson, and now you don't get scammed. You don't fall for scams as easy. I swear, I owe RuneScape a lot to like my ability not to get scammed in like the real world. Like it's definitely a lesson.
Right, there needs to be some type of thing put in, and hopefully Trump can get it done.
Yeah.
What do you think about this upcoming presidency, bro? I'm actually Cuban. I was born in Cuba.
Well, I think that, you know, maybe the idea is that, remember how Trump said, I know that the system of like taxes are rigged because I'm the one rigging the system. Maybe the Trump coin was him doing investigative research
Yeah,
into crypto.
that's what he's
because
doing.
Now he can say,
100%,
I know how the
yes.
crypto scene is rigged because I'm the one that... how do people rug coins? Well, I know because I did it. Yeah.
In 2011, first terms for Trump, didn't really agree with him. Didn't really agree with the way that he spoke about immigrants, especially I was not citizen yet.
I mean, he's speaking the same way now, and nothing's really changed that much in that aspect. But let's see what he has to say.
About voting on the second term, but something happened. I saw that Biden
Something
took, like,
happened.
Such a comfortable backseat during July 6th back in Cuba. I don't know if you've heard about the situation. Tell us about it.
What happened in July 6th?
I think it was 2022. There was a massive
In Cuba?
all around the island.
I've never even heard about this.
All the cities were taking to the streets, protesting that they were sick and tired. There's no food.
I didn't even know this fucking happened.
Yeah, like, what the hell? In Cuba? Like, I've been hearing things about Venezuela, but in Cuba recently? That's wild. 2022, you said, right?
There's no power. The government basically hoards all the resources, and instead of distributing them like they're supposed to, you know, communism.
No, the Cubans are based, especially the ones coming over. Like, they know what socialism and communism does. So, like, most Cubans in America, I feel like, are just completely, they understand what's at stake. Yeah.
They give it to, like, the people that...
This guy's a viewer? Are you guys serious? Like, is actually a viewer?
With them, the agents.
Yes. Oh my god.
Like Venezuela, exactly, same thing.
Yeah.
It was violent. The police were. There are videos.
That's
of
fucking
police
hilarious.
breaking into like the house of one of the organization leaders. They shot him right in front of the family.
Yeah.
You can see
Yeah,
like, the blood running.
that's what that's what the state does.
I was crying throughout that entire play. Like it was tragic.
And how did Biden respond to the July 6th events?
He didn't do anything. He basically said we're not gonna touch.
He was asleep.
Revolving
He was sleeping
around Cuba. We're gonna leave them to their devices. And there's a group of Cubans that today are gonna be having a protest in front of the White House to basically encourage Trump to look at that situation.
I honestly did not think Cuba was kind of like still doing this kind of stuff, but that's it's a little bit surprising, but damn.
Situation and try to do something, try to help.
Yeah. How long did it take you to achieve citizenship?
Well, for me.
So the one guy that's a viewer from my stream is well-spoken, a legal immigrant, and has a deep understanding.
How do they know this guy's an Asmon viewer? Where does it say that?
Understanding of political events.
How do they know
this? Makes a lot of sense. Wow, what a surprise.
I'm not understanding how they know this, but okay.
It's not hard. You just gotta know history, learn the history. They literally give you a booklet with the answers.
Oh, some shit's going down.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you. Can you tell me about yourself?
What does that say?
Sure. So mine says protect
Oh
trans
god.
kids.
Oh god. Here we go.
About trans people right now, all of the time.
No such thing. No such thing as a trans kid. What? What are we talking about?
Birds aren't real, Yanny or oral.
I didn't even notice this. Are these guys like counter protesting them?
Jesus Christ. How many Funko Pops do you think she owns? I'd say at least a dozen.
Talking points being made are word for word identical to what they were 20 years ago or 30 years ago about gay people.
It's like we have mutants living among us on planet Earth.
I think if kids want to change their name, explore gender identity, do whatever the fuck they want, that's fine.
Dude, no kid. Like, I'm not gonna say no kid, but like virtually no kid is wanting to do that on their own. Someone is putting those ideas in their head. Like it's absolutely ridiculous.
If they at some point want to do something medical about it, then they can have an informed conversation with a parent and/or medical
Yeah,
professional.
that's not what's happening.
And what threat do you think the next 4 years pose to that?
I mean, Trump said he's going to sign an executive order on day one, saying that there are two genders. So,
Which he did. You are correct on that, sir. That's pretty much what happened.
Yep. Yep, that's over. This is over. He did. It's done.
Yep.
I think that the inclusion of trans into like the gay movement has done irreparable damage to it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with being gay, right? And a lot of people, like, they say that a lot of these kids who are called trans, if they weren't essentially pushed into it by like crazy parents or like these doctors that want to perform these surgeries and make money from doing it and prescribe these hormones and drugs, which they also make money. Especially, I don't know about girls, but I know for boys, if they're being transitioned, like if they don't go through that, a lot of them just end up being gay. So this is kind of like, this movement is cannibalizing the gay movement, which is really weird, right? And then also, like, apparently there are fewer and fewer lesbian bars that are around because that entire movement has been co-opted by like trans people, trans men going and taking those spaces over.
And I feel like most people's problems with LGBT is 90% the T.
In today's day and age, yeah, probably. He's probably right.
If not more.
You almost never hear anyone saying anything bad about the LGBT part about it.
Getting kicked out of the military, losing gender inclusive care.
Yeah.
People are going to die from this. And
hey, man, I like he says people are going to die from this as if they're not the ones offing themselves. Like, no one's going out there and offing them. Like, they're the ones doing it to themselves. And I feel like if you're already at a super high risk of offing yourself, you joining the military, which already has it, like the soldiers have a way increased risk of that, is not good for your mental health either.
That's really shitty.
Transgender students in sports became a top issue on the 2024 campaign trail and now a top priority of House Republicans in the new Congress.
The only time that the general public started caring about trans people in women's sports was when they started winning. Like, Leah Thomas isn't even, she's a good swimmer. She's not the best.
Yeah.
There's no epidemic of men going into women's sports and sweeping competition. Like, that's not.
Yeah, yes, there is. Especially like things like swimming. First of all, Leah Thomas, you don't have to be the winner. You don't have to come in first place for it to be a problem. The problem is that you have such an inherent advantage that you are taking the place of a biological female swimmer. It doesn't have to be the first place. It can be the second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever. Because of your inherent advantage, biological advantage of being a male, you are taking the place of a biological female that would have had that had you not been there.
Happening?
Yeah.
And
also like things like swimming, they're not as the advantage isn't as pronounced as something as like weightlifting. Like, you have such a massive advantage when it comes to something like weightlifting that like men that are ranked 200 dominate that field.
Being on estrogen long term actually, like,
what is wrong with this guy's face? Why is he making these weird expressions?
Medical transition is often necessary to compete in women's sports for trans people. So like,
hatred has won, and that.
Yeah. Well, this lost. Yeah, like 80% of people think it's ridiculous.
Oh, it is. That's because it is.
Look up any opinion poll. Yep, that's over. It's done.
Yeah, like, if you really think about it, I would be able to grant that maybe they've gone so far overboard and pushed this so much that like nobody wants to talk about this in this kind of aspect anymore. But not everyone fits neatly into like the male female kind of paradigm. Like there are people who are born intersex, right? There's like hermaphrodites who are born with both sex organs, or people born with like I don't think it says need as XY and XX. I think there's variations of that. Doesn't mean you're a completely different gender. Like the human race still reproduces male and female, but and also like the whole concept of gender is a bit of a misnomer because it's kind of a made up concept that's relatively recent. I think it's in the 40s. I think it's better to just talk about sex, male and female. So like before all this craziness, if they hadn't pushed so hard to have like 72 whatever different genders, if there was just a third option that was like male, female, or just like other, if you don't fit neatly to one or the other, I think most people, I'm not sure, but for myself, I think I'd be somewhat okay with it. I don't know how you solve the whole bathroom thing with that. You would have to build a third bathroom essentially, right? I think most people would be okay with a third option if it hadn't gone this crazy, but we'll see.
Is depressing. I cried on election day. I know so many other women who cried on election day. This means that so many people have to go into hiding, can't be themselves.
Imagine crying,
for this Halloween, maybe they can do Make America Great Again Handmaid's Tale outfits for all the people that cried on election day. They sell a bunch of them.
Like Grant said, people are gonna die. People are. It's just I'm legitimately terrified for my immigrant friends. I stay awake at night thinking about them, thinking about trans people. Whether or not you think that gay people should exist, trans people should exist, immigrants should be here or not.
No one is talking about them existing. That's not the argument. The argument is them encroaching on other people's spaces. You can go or demanding things of other people, like how you should call them. Like if you want to go exist in your little group, and you can do what you want. It was once you start encroaching on other people's rights and freedoms, that's where people have a problem.
What I hope we can all come together and understand is that humans are humans. Maybe they did commit a crime. Maybe they do something that you don't agree with. They are still people. The mass deportations of immigrants.
Hey, I wonder what, like, people like that. I see, like, I can respect, for example, I can respect the woman who gave that sermon the other day, who was like talking about like hoping that Trump would give, you know, not leniency, but be merciful on the immigrants and the migrants, because I think that that's congruent with their religion. But what I think a lot of people find to be problematic with people like,
yeah, I think most people just don't care at this point. It's gone so bad. I think prior to like the last couple of years, people did feel that way, but it's gotten so bad, and they've pushed so much in the other direction that people just don't care. They're just straight up send them back. We don't care. Not our problem. And it's within the right to say that, right? Like it's not America's problem or responsibility or problem, or like the American people's responsibility to take in everyone from around the whole world. So yeah.
Like this is that I wonder what her viewpoints are on people who maybe didn't take the COVID vaccine, or maybe these are people who shared racist views on social media, or people that did something that is transphobic. Like, how do you think those people should be treated? And so I think the issue is that
she would, if she had the option, I'm sure she would deport those people or imprison them or something worse.
Like, if you're going to look at this from like a religious point of view, and you're going to say everybody should be treated the same, this is what Jesus would have done, I can respect that even though I disagree with it, because it's consistent and it is like it doesn't like it's not morally hypocritical.
It's not if it's like the pastor saying that, but like if you take one of these people and have them say it, not them saying that they are, but if they were, like, they don't actually follow the tenets of Christianity or that religion. They don't agree with what is being said there. They're just using that as a cudgel against people who do follow that religion to get them to do what they want. Like, they do not believe in Christianity. They don't follow the tenets of Christianity, but they will use it as a tool to get actual Christians to do what they want.
But with something like this, and to be fair, I am projecting. I don't know what her viewpoints on these are, but from what I've seen, I feel like there's a huge hypocrisy going on.
Supported the Vietnam War and killed a lot.
The mass deportation of immigrants is going
here we go.
to kill people.
Right? Yeah, Biden shit. Okay, great.
What are your thoughts on the whole like mass deportation issue?
Mass deportation. My wife is Mexican. Like I said, I live by the border. I love the Mexican people. There's a lot
I like this guy's sunglasses, by the way. Where do I get those?
of good people. We definitely start at the top.
This guy's watched a lot of Trump speeches.
Meaning the worst, and work our way down.
He's right.
You know, necessarily not so many, all these little, people with their families or people second generation, this and that. Let's not get too carried away. We'll start with the worst and we'll work our way down. When you got murders and rapists in San Diego County, we have not just a sanctuary city, we have a super sanctuary city.
What does that mean?
Not only can you not tell ICE.
Yeah, he's completely right, by the way.
Yeah, I think most people would even agree with this. Like, even most Trump voters, it'd be, it has gone so bad that, like, if it wasn't as bad as it is now, I think people would have more of a nuanced view on, like, hey, maybe we should let like workers stay, or people with some extended families stay. Maybe we could find a way to get them to be citizens. But because of how bad it's gone, how many people have come in, how many criminals, and it's a blind eye has been turned to it. Actually, it's been encouraged, essentially. People have lost all patience with it completely. So they're just pretty much, everyone just get everyone out. We do not care. They pretty much ruined it.
There's a problem with an illegal alien. You can't tell them, even if they committed armed robbery or rape. They're like, no, what about the poor rapists in armed robbery?
Bruh, okay. If I had it my way, those people would not be getting deported. There'd be much worse things happening. Because if you deport them, they just come back. Like, if you're committing like violent crime, there's much worse things that can happen to you and probably should happen to you than being just deported.
Can't send them back. We can't tell ICE.
We will not allow our local resources to be used for actions that separate families.
So they don't want to use the resources, which is what they calling ICE, just because they want to protect illegal aliens. I think the people.
Yeah, this has been a huge component. I think, again, like, people can smell bullshit. It's obviously that this is bullshit.
Yeah.
You can't say that everybody is somebody, then say a racist should be killed. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're saying that, right? But yeah.
Wait, what? I think you might have read that
People
wrong.
that are doing these laws are actually paid off by the cartel. It's a crazy conspiracy. I know.
That's what I haven't heard of, but like, it could make sense. It is a bit of a conspiracy, but would the cartels pay off with, like, politicians in America to let in more people from Mexico and South America in, so they can conduct their like illegal drug trades and stuff? I mean, it's not unheard of, right?
It's one thing having immigration, but when you just have a total open border, and then when they come in, they get free health care, they get free cell phones, they get free hotels, when our homeless people are living on the streets. I mean, come on, people.
Yeah, it's wild. It's insane. Imagine being broke in America, being broke ass, and seeing immigrants getting that. Like, and you get nothing.
Man. Could be another viewer.
He says the other guy's Asmon's viewer. Okay.
Immigration policies will keep attracting the best talents across the world to this land to build it up, build the economy, build companies, hire employ people. I pay tax, and I want my tax to benefit my neighbors, my country, and my.
I don't know. I feel like at this point, yeah, America should accept some immigrants, but what people want to hear is that you want to build up Americans that are already there. Right? Like, you can't just import the entire. You can't fix your problems by importing people from all over the world. You have to fix the problems that are here. You have to lift up the people that are already in America before you can do that. And I don't think anyone wants to hear about bringing in more people right now. You got to fix the problems you have at home before you do that.
Like children and my neighborhood,
Obviously.
my community, right? I don't want other countries take advantage of United States people.
Scientology. Yeah. Fucking exactly. I don't want my taxes going to a fucking migrant. I want them going to the homeless people here in Austin. I don't want them going to Israel. I don't want them going to
out of my way, there would be no taxes going to anybody, but hey.
Migrant. I don't want them going to another random fucking country. I don't want them going to the military-industrial complex. I feel like that's the way everybody feels, almost.
He's a cult. Thank you. Are you a Scientologist?
Nope.
Do you think
women and children.
Do you think that we're Scientologists?
Nope, just getting the message out, that's all.
Okay, what's the worst thing Scientology's done?
They use children for auditing, so 8, 9, 10-year-olds are asking grown men about masturbation and anal sex.
That's not good.
No, that's not good. That's such a like a random thing to be advocating about, but okay. I respect it.
Are you hoping for like exoneration from January 6th people?
I am indeed. In fact, I was down there at the vigil for the J6ers down on Freedom Corner with Mickey with
The hostages. Free the hostages.
who is Ashley Babbitt's mother. In fact, I have Ashley Babbitt's ashes in this necklace right here. I made this
That's
necklace
crazy.
with Ashley Babbitt's ashes. I made it for her and her
Andrew really found... He really finds the best people, doesn't he?
He does have a good eye for that kind of stuff. I mean, like, just look at this guy. Look at his dress. I think you could spot this guy from a mile away, but yeah, he does find the best people.
He really gets the best people. That's incredible.
husband.
This morning, new details about 35-year-old Ashley Babbitt, who was shot and killed by a Capitol police officer.
And I was down there and I was told that the word on the street is the guards were told to stay late tonight to help release the prisoners.
Are they being held in D.C. right now?
Oh, yeah. They're not far from here, a few miles down the street.
Thank you so much, Matt. Any message to the American people before we go?
You should go watch.
I'm honest. I'm actually surprised that Trump did it. Like getting closer to the election, like he made it like one of his campaign promises. So like, I'm not that surprised now, but I didn't expect him to do it because in his first term, like, did he not say that he would free Julian Assange? Like, I know he's free now, but he kind of failed on that promise, and I felt like Trump did kind of, he didn't really fulfill a lot of his promises to his base in his first term. And I get it's because he was kind of really hindered because like Democrats were impeaching him a bunch of times and his cabinet was filled with a bunch of snakes, so he couldn't really get a lot of things done. But I'm genuinely impressed with him freeing his supporters like that. That's great, and him freeing Ross Alt, like that's amazing. So happy that he's actually fulfilling his campaign promises. That's really refreshing.
His movie. This guy makes some great documentaries. I went to his premiere. It was freaking awesome. Thanks, brother.
I appreciate you, Matt. Thanks, Doc. Have a good one.
If you missed it, just 5 days ago, we dropped our first ever independent film called Dear Kelly, a project that's being received quite well across the political spectrum. It explores the life, backstory, and beliefs of a man named Kelly J. Patriot, who I met.
Oh, this guy. Wait, is he dead or something? Why are they dropping a film about him?
In 2021.
Yeah. Kobe Bryant was assassinated by the twins.
The film was shot.
Yes.
Over the course of 3.5 years, documenting Kelly's radicalization, his quest for revenge against a private lender, and his family's attempts to pull him out of the rabbit hole and put family first. The film is currently being self-hosted and privately distributed.
Oh, no, he's not dead. Okay, we're good.
DearKellyFilm.com for the low rental cost of $5.55. So if you want to support us and see the movie, head on over. All right,
that's badass.
Back to the streets.
That's pretty cool that they're doing a bunch of different stuff like that.
Surrounded by ancient pagan symbols, from the obelisk there, which may be the biggest obelisk in the world, to the dome there of Isis, the ever-pregnant womb of Isis, and the occult mindset. That's what that is.
I think he's going a little bit too far with that one. But the first one, I could see that.
I mean, I think he's referencing a specific thing. I don't know if he just came up with it. And yeah, this guy is legit. He's definitely not farming.
with the apotheosis of George Washington, which is that mural inside the dome, which represents that Masonic future that so many Masons are into having, where they ascend as a god into some type of paradise. It's not from the Bible, and I'm totally against.
I actually don't know that much about the the Freemasons. I'd probably look a bit more into it, like, because their stuff's everywhere, right?
Against all that. I'm standing here for Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the Lord of the heavens and the earth.
Okay, I'm a bit confused. You're here for Jesus Christ. However, the pagan symbology is also important.
Well, it's not important to me, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, I think he was just saying that, like, it's there. I don't know if is he saying that it's really important? Or he was just like pointing out that it was there.
Yep. Put in place to build Washington D.C. was a plan, in fact, to honor the ancient gods. And the plan was not to honor Jesus Christ. The people who designed this place.
Wait, is he saying it's satanic?
Were into it to honor their Masonic god, who is Satan.
Oh shit! Satan mentioned.
Who do you think? It's Lucifer. It's the Lucius Trust. There's like Illuminati is derivative of Lucifer, which is like a term for light bringer.
Oh shit! Okay.
I don't want to reveal my power level about this, but
he seems to know a lot about this, probably from his mom.
This is true.
I think was controlling Biden behind the scenes.
Obama was definitely a key player.
Obama? Again?
Obama.
My research, Obama's more like
No, it wouldn't have been Obama. If it was Obama, it would have done a better job.
Manager in Satan's hierarchy. He's got the World Economic Forum. He's got the UN. He's got King Charles and the monarchy of Satan. He's got so many different groups that have extreme amounts of power compared to me.
Yeah. Do you think that there's kind of like a second deep state forming around Trump?
Well,
yes.
Just protect Trump from having
Is
that
he
happen. God,
is he talking about
help
second
not to
deep
make
state?
the same-
What does he mean? Is he talking about like the billionaires, like all the heads of industry that are forming around him? I don't think they're not really like state. I wouldn't call that a deep state. These people aren't really in the government. They're just kind of like advisors. So
Same mistakes that he made when he was 43rd president of the United States. God.
Where do you get most of your news and information from?
Twitter.
X.
There you go.
Not just Infowars.com with Alex Jones.
Did you use X back when it was?
Man, bro.
Yes.
Twitter and Infowars. This guy
Most
is
reliable
locked
sources.
and fucking loaded. He's ready to go to war. All right.
In control of Jack Dorsey?
Well, I did, and I got suspended multiple times.
What did you do?
Was that kind of a
Who
wake-up
could
call
have
for you,
guessed?
Just having your account taken down multiple times?
I was really aware of that type of thing back in 2013 when I started listening to Alex Jones. He started to wake me up to how things really work in a general way.
Woken
How
up
we're
by
in a war.
Alex.
This is like a 10-year wizard. That's pretty good. It's a good start.
There's a group called the Globalists, and they want to depopulate
Ooh.
the Earth, and they want to get it down to under 500 million people.
Yeah.
And they want to bring in their new world order system, their technotronic state where you can't buy or sell without the mark of the beast. It's right there in the book.
This is this correlates
Yes.
to the World Economic Forum, and
I'm sure they're
referring
involved
to
in some way.
A quote that was made by a Rothschild, and it was talked about maybe 15 years ago. But that quote and that conversation is very, very little known. Like, people don't really know a lot about that. They don't want you to know. Yes. And he's like 50% there. Zeitgeist. I think it was discussed in that movie, but that movie came out in like 2009. But he actually had said that way before then. Heard about this? Yes.
Revelation. The King
Yeah,
James
I've
Version.
heard some things about it. I didn't know it came from a Rothschild specifically. I thought it was like more, like more things just to do with the Bible, and like they talk about the mark of the beast there and all that. But
I'm ready to die for Jesus. I never take.
Yeah, so just so you understand the full context of this. So basically, people are radicalized because they're concerned that people who are, for example, like Freemasons who are, or you know, part of like Lucius Trust or some other form of what they consider to be devilry, are going to create a social and governmental apparatus that's going to cause people to undertake a certain object or item into their body that will then be used.
Mark of the
as a
Beast. Well, people think that Neuralink is going to be that, or like some people thought the COVID jabs are that. Interesting.
Mark of the Beast that will make it to where they
Pretty much anything that you can put in your body, I think people are going to consider mark.
Go to heaven. And that's why a lot of people were worried about the COVID vaccine.
Exactly.
And that's also worried about why people are worried about chips as well. So in case people didn't know, like Neuralink is another example.
Exactly, right?
That sounds insane. Oh yeah, no, well that's the lore of it, right? That's how it comes from. Is this supposed to happen? Yes, and it already is happening.
Yes, according to them, yes. And like the Antichrist is supposed to show up.
It could be a microchip in your hand.
There we go.
This one, your right one, or your left one, and then maybe it's some type of Neuralink chip in your head.
Yeah.
Or maybe
How
something
do we
more
know?
advanced than that.
Yeah.
Some people have said.
What the fuck? I already know all these boss mechanics. Yeah, I've done this raid before. I've gone through this on Mythic before. This is not a big deal.
The nanoparticulates, or however you say it, in those bioweapon shots from Big Pharma are some type of Mark of the Beast thing.
That's the COVID vaccine.
Hey, man, well, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for your time, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. And our show's called Channel 5. Be sure to check it out, man. Appreciate you, dude.
You're awesome.
Thank you. You're awesome, too.
Thank God for his life.
Yeah, man.
I love you.
You too.
Well, that was it.
Something today, bro. Yep.
Channel 5 News. Channel 55. We don't fuck with custers.
Yep.
5 is.
He do a lot of that stuff.
I mean, all these people are well researched for sure.
You know, if you don't know what's going on with any of this kind of shit, like I definitely do. I mean, I've spent a lot of time invested.
I know it's somewhat like pretty rudimentary. Like I've heard all these things. I've listened to Alex Jones and others talk about it, but like it's never really sunk in that deep. I never like went balls deep on this kind of stuff. I kind of just listened to it in the periphery and that kind of thing.
And knowing about all this stuff and hyper focusing on it, thinking about it, getting involved with it, everything like that. You know, do your research. Yes, you have to not do your research, do your own research. You have to do your own research. You can't let somebody else do it for you. And this is a great video by Andrew. I heard a little bit about his film. I'm probably going to look more into that soon, so we'll see what happens. You said your mom was an expert on this stuff? I don't think that you guys understand. So my mom was a writer. She went to college, and she had a 4.0 GPA in graduate school.
It's crazy how like, because like in order to achieve that, you have to be pretty smart, right? But then him and his mom ended up living in like pretty much squalor. Like, did she lose her mind or something? That's great.
All day learning about crazy shit.
Okay, yeah.
I swear to God, she probably knew more crazy shit than Alex Jones did. Because she knew all kinds of like religious shit. She knew about other cultures, like everything. It was fucking insane. By the time that she was watching Alex Jones in 1995.
Oh, that's like when he went to the Bohemian Grove and exposed the pedophile elite in Hollywood.
I was a little kid because we were in Austin.
I mean, that shit was kind of crazy though. Like he straight up did infiltrate, and they were dressed up in robes, worshiping Moloch and stuff. Like it sounds insane, but he went there, infiltrated it, and recorded it. There's still no real explanation as to what the hell is going on.
Jones was in Austin. Like she had things printed out. Like she already knew everything. Yeah. I mean, like I'm telling you guys. Like yeah, she had like all these like psychology books. And like everything. I'm trying to remember. She was older. Yeah, I mean, like.
Yeah, like so. If she, that's what I don't really get. Like, in order to do that, you have to be like pretty intelligent. But then, like his mom and him were living on food stamps and stuff. So like something went wrong there.
And the thing is that
I wonder what it was.
I'm trying to remember like some more examples.
Right, and like even he says like he comes from his wealthy family members. His dad was like a professor. Like, does he ever explain like how? Like, I know his parents split up and stuff. But like, how did him and his mom end up on food stamps when they're both like, both his parents are pretty intelligent?
And so anyway, so she told me about all of this stuff. That's how I know all of this. It's because, and I probably have forgotten half of that because she knew so much about it. Bedtime stories as a kid were conspiracy theories. Do you know what's really funny about that? Is yes. And I remember, so there was a barbecue place that you know, is like near my house. And I went to this barbecue place and I told her that there were 2 conspiracy people talking about it. And I told her what they were talking about. And she didn't even really want to go down there because she thought they were too low level. Because they were
He's being so vague about it.
like exchanging these like 2 crazy guys had like these big binders full of information and they were trading them back and forth. And she's like, oh yeah, I knew about that in like, you know, like 1998 or something like that. What did you think about the planes hitting the towers?
Exactly what you think.
What do you think she thought?
Exactly what you think.
Yeah, what do you think? Right? And was your mom religious? Yeah, I was raised Roman Catholic. And yeah, absolutely. And so there it is, level 1 conspiracy theorist. No, I'm telling you, like any of my friends would tell you the exact same fucking story. Like she was really, really into that shit. Like she has, like I'm not even kidding you, probably. And like we've gotten rid of some of them because some of them got damaged by like water. She probably had, and in my house, there are probably 1,000 books in my house. I'm not even kidding you. And I'm pretty sure she read about 950 of them. That's all she did. What other
That's
conspiracies did your mom have exclusive to her? Basically, I probably, you know what? I could probably find videos of her talking about it. And if I do, I'll put them online. I will. Would like to see the books? Yeah. And so it was crazy. A lot of stuff. RFK files are supposedly releasing today. Oh, maybe they will. But either way, this video. So yes, I know like any conspiracy theory, any of that stuff. That's how I know about it. And then also like I know stuff that she didn't know, which is the internet stuff. Like she didn't get into like the social media part of the internet really.
Oh shit! So she was looking up stuff in books. Oh damn. Okay. You got to be a pretty dedicated like conspiracy theorist to be diving in and reading actual books on these things. Most people I find just they go on 4chan and get that kind of stuff or watch YouTube videos. But before that, you have to be pretty dedicated to find this stuff. Like, how did you get the books? You have to go to the library. I guess the library. Does the library have a bunch of conspiracy based books, or did you have to get these from like some like mail order thing?
And so like when I see that, I know all the, like, I know probably about, I would say 10 to 20% of what she knew about conspiracy theory stuff. Like if that. The JFK, not RFK. I know that. Did I say RFK? I meant to say JFK. Yeah, she would have been all over Twitter.
Yeah,
now,
Trump's
though.
gonna
No, she would
release
go
the
to Twitter,
JFK
too.
files.
She
Interesting.
would watch just a lot.
Like, there's no way they're not going to be, like, they're still going to be somewhat redacted, right? I know everyone who's been involved in that has been dead for a while, but I can't imagine they're going to be completely unredacted. There's going to be still some things that are missing.
She watched The Usual Suspects, basically. Like, think about all the people that conspiracy theorists would watch. She would watch them.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Yep. And let's see. I'll look at a few more of these. RFK was a conspiracy tool? Well, I don't know about that. I have no idea. David Icke? Oh, yeah, I knew all about David Icke.
David Icke, because that's the lizard person guy, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. It's not even a question. Stopped watching TV 25 years ago. Read like under books. As streaming wasn't really a thing at the time. Yeah. Let me see. I'll look at a few more of these. Do you believe all the conspiracy stuff? I think that it's important to know what happened and to know the information to provide a frame of reference. But for the most part, I think that she would try to put pieces together when she didn't have the full puzzle. And so she'd make pictures that weren't entirely accurate. You know?
Well, I'm pretty sure everyone does that, yeah.
It's like you have a jigsaw puzzle with 1,000 pieces and you have 970 pieces. You're going to kind of have the picture, but if you try to make them all fit together, it's going to be a little bit distorted. So I think that's really the case with a lot of that stuff. She would vote Trump. Yes, she voted for Trump in 2020. I remember I had the driver up there. She couldn't even go inside the building. And they, like, actually, the thing is that the people that do voting are like really, they're really nice people, and they let her vote from the car. Like, they took the whole machine out there to her, and she was able to do the whole thing on her own.
Damn, they brought the
can't even tell if
machine
this
out?
guy's serious. Everything that I'm saying is completely serious. Damn, I'm sorry. No, I mean, that's just the way it is, right? I mean, you get older, and that's just what it is. When Snowden exposed the NSA, it validated a lot of conspiracy theorists. Oh yeah, she knew all about that. And I remember when Snowden,
Yeah, dude,
when Snowden exposed it,
I'll let him
there
finish.
was nothing that Snowden exposed that she didn't already know, basically. And she was like, see, I told you. Now he's saying it. Now do you believe me? And I'm like, okay, well, maybe some of this stuff is true.
No, like whenever a conspiracy, like an actual conspiracy gets exposed, it supercharges like every single other conspiracy, right? Because like once there's actual concrete evidence that and this comes out, like it throws everything up. Everything could be like, because anything else could come out next, right? So, anyways, that was cool. All right, the Trump inauguration party, interesting. There's gonna be more exciting things to come, so stay tuned for that.